Hello, and to another part of Aggressive Inline. This time we're doing the movie a lot, and it is not going to be done with Frankie here. It'll be done with our next guy, which I've forgotten about. Great. I can't believe I fucking forgot about him. But we're going through an order of the skaters, so if you saw the order of the skaters before in the last part, you already know who's next. And, yeah, it's going to be like that for pretty much this entire Let's Play. So, let's do the movie lot, which is taking a while to load up. It's gonna be doing that for every level. No music, because copyright. But, here it is, the movie lot. There are a few things to take note of before we actually start. And it's all in the start area. As you can see, we have the attributes, which are our stats. And as you can see, not really any experience currently. We do have a few stats, but they're just our starter stats, really. We have our trick list, which shows us all our grabs, our flips, even though the flips are just, you know, front flips and shit, and spins. Combos, which bit complicated and not really that useful. Grinds, which is your usual grind shit. And manuals, which just has manuals and cesspools. And special tricks, we don't have any special tricks right now, even though we are playing as a fucking pro. We also have our loot, which we have our 2 orange health boxes, our 83 normal boxes of shit, and a whole other bunch of stuff which is currently invisible to us. We haven't gotten them yet. We also have our objectives here, which we can get a flybby for about a majority of them. Not all of them, though, because a lot of them are mainly just like, oh, get this score. Oh, get this shit. It's just very simple bullshit, really. But we don't really need the flybys. I'm just showing them off for some of these. I'm not going to show off every single flyby because there's no point. We already know what to do here. But considering that all they do with the flybys, the fly-throughs, is just show you where the shit is and what you need to do. And of course we have the sounds and all that crap. But right now we have to start off with the actual fucking level. So let's begin. First of all, I need to tell you something. The bar here, which is our health, it is also our special meter, as I already told you. And the more it goes up, the faster we can actually go. As we start off, every time we have very small amounts, and we are fairly slow. But if we fill up some more, we're able to go faster. And if we get to maximum, we can go the absolute fastest we can, because we're on fire. But it will start going back to about almost half at that point. So we do have to conserve this shit. But even with the speed, there is some off fucking shit to this one, which I'll be explaining throughout because, trust me, this game has some weird things. I told you before that this does happen. A lot of this new shit here started with Aggressive Inline. A lot of the shit we know of started with Aggressive Inline. Tournament Pro Skater 4, however, polished it. This game did not. And you'll be seeing some of the weird oddities and problems with this fucking game as we go along. Like, for instance, how these green, you know, little boxes of fucking juice, you know, also 20,000 points done, easy as shit. The 20,000, not 20,000, the green juice is just there. It does fill up your thing, but it doesn't give you much else. The purple ones, however, give you 25k, 25,000 points. So they do have a use, and they can be kind of broken in their use. As you can see, I'm just annihilating the point thing. That's another thing that's broken with this. Outside of that, it's the fact that points are very easy compared to the Tony Hawk games.
Hey honey, why don't you make yourself useful and attract some customers? Jump around and do some tricks.
Yeah, as you can see, they give us about a minute to get about, you know, just a few couple points, 100,000, something like that, 50,000. You know, it's not an easy score to get by far, you know, a lot of skating games, you know, start off with you having to get about a few thousand, but this one really wants you to kick it into high gear immediately. The problem, though, is that it's so easy to get a whole fuck ton of score that it doesn't even matter that, you know, you should get this certain amount of score, because you'll get it in, like, an accident, really. Just from going ahead and grabbing the fucking, you know, all of this fucking juice boxes around here, the purple ones mainly, you will beat that in like seconds. It is a complete fucking joke of a challenge, and for the most part, every single challenge that has to do with score is a fucking joke in this game. It is literally one of the easiest challenges in the game to get a certain amount of score. What's not easy is getting these fucking juice boxes or making these jumps. You see, by the way, this is the only level where you ever have to actually sketch something, for the most part. I mean, there is one more other level, but it's not really sketching, it's more like grabbing onto something. Much like, you know, doing a pole vault or whatever, you just sort of hold on to it and that's it. It's not really sketching, though. Sketching is holding on to a vehicle and going fast, while the other level where you do a sketch, quote-unquote, not really the same case in terms of the bullshit you have to pull off and what you're actually grabbing, because you're not grabbing a vehicle. But here you have to grab a fucking bus, which is awkward because if you touch any of these fucking things, they bail you. So you have to, like, get kind of close but not too far and then grab it like so, but not vault by accident, because that's easy to do. There you go. And that is the only time you ever have to sketch something, because outside of that, you don't need to sketch any vehicles for the most part in any level. There's another point where you do have to sketch, but it's not really sketching a vehicle. It's more like holding on to a piece of rough or whatever. But right now, here's something I don't like, and that is the pole vaulting. We already talked about how the pole vaulting in this game is awkward. Well, here is that. I didn't figure out how you're supposed to deal with that shit throughout this recording, because I am doing this fairly blind. I do know some of the shit with movie a lot, but after that, I'm just blind to the whole fucking thing. And even then, I don't know a whole lot of how to, you know, play this game properly. And unfortunately, but I'm going to get something real quickly. There you go. Oh, wait. There you go. Got that challenge done. The thing is, if you hold up while holding onto a pole, a horizontal one, you go upwards. If you don't hold up, you go forwards. I didn't know that, because usually it doesn't matter if you hold forward, you'll still go fucking forward. It's usually all down to timing on if you go upwards or down or whatever. In this game, that's not the case. It's literally if you're holding a direction or not. And that's kind of fucking dumb. But at the very least, you can control it, unlike with jumping on ramps, which you can't control because the distance you get from that shit is weird. Because they don't work, you know, in the way you would think.
Don't forget to smile.
Oh, this is easy. You just have to do a fucking trick. If you know the trick, you can easily do it, and then, you know, get a little freeze frame here. And you land it, and that's it.
Be beauty.
But yeah, the thing is that I don't like about this one is, you know, you can get your speed, you can hold the jump button and, you know, jump at the very top of the thing, but it's not enough. You need to press the fucking jump button at the right time, and sometimes in the right spot. Like, in this area, for instance. I can't grab this fucking purple juice box unless I jump at the correct angle, the correct corner of one of these ramps at a high enough speed with a big jump, essentially. Like so. If I jumped anywhere else, I would not get the exact height needed. I have to be at a specific spot for that one. Not always the case. Sometimes the game will let you jump on any spot and you'll get it. Like this purple spot here. This fucking thing. But then you have to deal with the right timing. Because you can't just always, you know, wait until you're on the very edge of the fucking ramp and then jump off for the maximum height. For some reason, sometimes you have to do it before that or afterwards. It's fucking weird. And for this one, it's kind of before the top. I don't know why. Like, I jump at just when I hit the very edge where it's like, I then start going up. I can't just like, you know, hold on to it and then get to the very grindable spot, the ramp, and then jump. Because otherwise it's not going to happen. I have to like press it a little bit beforehand so that I actually make the jump. But for this one, I have to jump a bit before, and I go higher than that. The ramps in this game are weird, and this is only the start. It's only the start of the weirdness with the fucking ramps and the jump heights and shit, and it's not even that big of a deal, really. But as we'll go on through the game, it's gonna get fucking dumb. Oh, by the way, I just did that, and you might notice there was like a blue item there. That's a stat. You grab the blue item, and you get a special stat point. It's not just a regular stat point, it's a special one, because you have to actually grab it, and it's always, in every level, a unique stat point for one thing. By the way, you might be thinking, oh, I'll just grind onto that thing, and then go to the right. You can't. It's too far away. In order to get over to the other post, where you get the fucking shit, and you can grab that purple juice box, you have to actually grind onto the thing you just grind to the left of, and then jump across and grind it. I fucked up there, but usually the best way of doing it is to grind these ledges, make a jump over to the right, grind that, and then you can get it. And there you go, it's all 3 traffic lights. Now, we're not done yet, because, you know, we still have the movie lot to get through. But here's another one of those jumps, which is awkward. The intended way, which I have found, is to use this kicker here to essentially make a big fucking jump, and you'll be able to get it that way. The way I did it, though, not exactly intended. By the way, you jump on this thing and you get the fucking guardhouse thing. You have to jump off the grind here on this roof to get this. That's the way I did it here in this recording. Every other time was the kicker. And, yeah, not a fan of this one. Sometimes it's not very obvious on what the intended way of getting this shit is. You just kind of have to guess, and usually you might pick a really stupid and possibly even harder way of getting something done. Like this one right here with this fucking juice box on this thing. You can't really get that very easily because it's so high up and there's not much you can use to grab that. So I went ahead and did this grinding bullshit, which isn't easy. You have to jump immediately, and then you just have to barely grab it there. It's not great. By the way, I'm not going in just yet because I did miss some juice boxes, which here's one right here. And the last one I missed out in the open is right over there. And that is all of the outside juice boxes. That's basically all collectibles in like the first area of the fucking level. There are 3 areas. The second area is the movie lot itself. But the third area, which we saw in the very beginning, there's a little flyby thing there, we can't get into yet because we need the movie lot key in order to get inside. And we can't get the movie lot key until we find it in a different level. In case I haven't figured it out yet, we are going to be doing a lot of backtracking, unfortunately, which means that we'll be coming back into movie lot later on, and I can't 100% these levels just yet. We'll come back to it in its own part after doing all the other levels first and getting all the keys. Because then we can actually just, like, breeze through every level one by one with their little bonus areas. Which also have their own challenges and their own collectibles and everything.
Do your magic, kid, and I'll handle the rest.
Right, this one's weird. You know how I've been able to do tricks and all this shit? Well, the weird thing is, sometimes tricks don't fucking work. Like the front flip here doesn't really work if you tap the fucking button up and then you press circle. Sometimes you just get to do a normal flip. You need to do the actual front flip, not just a fucking, you know, tweaked version of it. And you have to hit the right spot or else your scare just sort of stops mid-air and crashes. Like his momentum speed of going across slows down when you're in the air for some reason. It shouldn't, but it does. And then there's this fucking jump here, which is only just the beginning of how hard the jumps do get in this game. This is not even that hard of a fucking jump. It is difficult, but it's not the hardest one in the fucking game. There are much worse. But as you can see, I just made it. So if that's not the worst fucking jump in the game, if that's not the hardest one, oh boy, you're gonna hate what's coming up next, man. You're gonna hate what the later levels are going to make me do. Especially one specific level where they make me have to do a jump so fucking dumb that every walkthrough I've ever read basically says, good luck with this one. Yeah, they basically tell you, you're gonna need luck on your side for that fucking jump. It's so dumb. Oh, by the way, there's a nice little hidden item up here. In order to get it, I have to do a whole bunch of wall rides, which probably just continuously hold down and tap in the X button until I get it. And I have to do it at the right speed and the distance in order to actually get in the gap, because the gap's so fucking small. And also this glitch can happen too, where I can just like phase through a fucking wall from wall riding. It's just, like I said, this game is not polished well for its little features here. Pro Skater 4 polished it. But yeah, I got it right after about a few minutes of attempting. What you're not seeing is like 30 minutes of fuck-ups. And I got this head, which is actually a special trick item, which has the head of every skater. As you can see, I got this right here, which is basically one of the best tricks in the game. You just keep spamming this fucking trick, the double flat spin, and you always get 12,000 points. And it's extremely easy to abuse and get huge combos on, and it's a fucking joke once you get this. And this is the first special you get in the game. Every other special, as far as I know, is kind of useless.
I perished in the ravine of doom. Doom! Over there to my left.
Your voice acting's
Free
great.
me from this purgatory by performing feats of daring do in the ravine. But beware, beware. Sorry, beware.
And I do complete this, and I get a cutscene for doing so. Now, because of the problems I have the PS2 version of my copy, I tried to play this game on Dolphin, and that cutscene would crash the fucking emulator every time, so I couldn't do it on Dolphin. And by the way, you might, want to do something like, help your dad, help out with something real quickly. You don't have time to actually pause the game, so you fuck off immediately to go do something. So you're thinking, well, the game won't fuck you here for that one, right? Well, if you actually do nothing and idle, eventually the game's just going to continuously get rid of your health, which is the only time it ever fucking happens, and it'll slowly keep dipping it down all the way into 0, in which you get a forced game over because you didn't pause the game and you went to do something. So when I came back, this happened. Yeah. I can continue with 100,000 points gone, or I can exit and just, come back with the exact same score I had and everything else I had done. In case you're wondering, game overs in this game have no consequence. All I can tell you is, it's a bit of a waste of time. You waste like about a minute of time doing this, but just exit and keep the points. Don't spend 100,000 points to continue. It really is not worth it, because really there's no consequence to just exiting. In fact, you're better off exiting just to keep everything, and you don't lose anything if you exit, so there's no consequence to game overs, which makes me question what the point of the health meter is if there's no point to it, like at all. Oh, by the way, you might have noticed I did a secret objective. There are a few secret objectives, and that one was to grind on the tree branches after, you know, making it go all zombie or some shit, making it grow. The thing is, you could just grind that fucking rail over there, and you could play it that way as well. And most likely you'll do that by accident. So, yeah. This game's weird in secret objectives, and the secret objectives are never really obvious. Like, that one right there wasn't very obvious to me, and I got that by accident. There are secret objectives in this fucking game where I literally needed to walk through to even find them. Like, I'm not even kidding. Some of these objectives that are secret, like, I could not find these normally. By the way, it can get a bit crazy, the balance of the grinding. But yeah, I could not find the secret objectives at all for some of these levels. I'd look up a fucking walkthrough in order to figure out where they were. Like, figuring out what to do, I can do that myself. But I couldn't figure out where they were. And some of these just don't make any fucking sense. But yeah, I just don't like the objectives in some of these, you know, levels. Mainly the secret ones. And by the way, some of these collectibles here are bullshit too. Like that one right there. I don't really know the actual intended way, but I had to do like a bolt thing to get that. Which you'll see soon. But right now I have to get up over here. So there's this boulder here, and we have to take it down. How do you think we take down the boulder? Well, I mean, it's being held up by these two, you know, bits of fucking rail here. These two chains. You can't do anything with them, though, and you can't just jump on the fucking boulder either. What you actually have to do is grind around the outside area, basically the ledge of this entire bit of land, to knock out a few of the small boulders, which then caused this series of events to happen, and I don't know how the fuck I managed this. Like, okay. And yeah, new challenge, which is to essentially grind on both of these, fucking, I keep forgetting them, the rails, to just, you know, break them and then make the boulder fall, like I did here by accident, because I hit a fucking tree and I got bumped. But yeah, that cutscene, I don't know how that happened. I just grinded around some rocks and all of a sudden the fucking earth gave way. Some of the cutscenes are just nonsense, and the destruction that happens in this game just comes out of nowhere and is kind of forced. Now, to be fair, Tony also took the destruction concept from this game. So, you know, destroying shit and causing mayhem and shit, you know. This game started that, essentially. But, to be honest, I think Tony Hawk did it first with, you know, San Fran. Oh, by the way. Yes, the audio is off sync and I don't know why, and no, that bit of damage to the boulder is not the worst of it. It's gonna get more hectic as we go along. It's gonna be fun. But there's all our objectives. We have done everything we can do right now on that side. So all it's up to me is to get all the collectibles, and that's it. I completed the movie lot for now. We have to come back here with the movie lot key in order to actually 100% the fucking level. Like I said, there's been a lot of backtracking in this game. But right now, we can just, you know, grab all of the rest of these fucking, you know, packets of juice. And, you know, we also have another orange, yellowish fucking packet of juice around this area for me to grow more of my bar up. And I mean, there are some you can easily just get by doing it the intended way, and I end up doing it the stupid way, which is of no surprise, honestly. I'm doing this essentially blind in a lot of ways. But yeah, I mean, this is gonna be a messy Let's Play, to be honest. Like, there's gonna be a lot of cuts to show you what's important and shit, but it's gonna be a pain in the ass for me to even explain a lot of the shit that's going on, because it's really just nonsense at the end of the day, and it's not gonna be easy to just, you know, catch up on, and because you need to have like a bit of breathing room before you can even continue talking about this shit. And unfortunately, I don't have that with this Let's Play. But yeah, that's everything collected, including this thing right over here, which increases my health here. And for now, that's going to be a lot done. We will come back here when we get the key, but until then, that is all we can actually do. So that was Area 2, maybe a lot done. Area 3 is locked. We will come back here when we can unlock it. Which means that key there, that's obviously the key, and 20 of these juice boxes are in Area 3. Right, so that's it for this part. Next time on Aggressive Inline, we'll be doing the next one we have actually unlocked by doing a couple objectives. So this next one is the Suburbia. So, by the way, here are all of the high scores, which mean nothing. I will try to complete them on my own time. But yeah, next time is Civic Center, not fucking Suburbia. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time.